Okay, boys, another episode of coaching with Charlatan, #1 Radiant coach, blah, blah, blah. You know all the stuff. Like, I've coached 3,300 players in Valorant. 10% of them reach Radiant, 20-30% reach Immortal, blah, 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 blah. So, today, at our coaching table, we have, let's see what we have, actually. We have the Viper, Silver, Viper main on split. On split. 800 hours. Hardstack Silver player. I'm playing really bad and I have no clue what to work on. I whiff a lot and need a bit of a direction. Here's my tracker, here's my VOD. The VOD review blah 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 blah. Okay. So Rubble Age. Rubble Age, let's see what you're playing. Rubble Age 200 IQ. But what? He played 179 matches this second and still Silver 1. I mean, in this VOD he was okay, so he's Silver 1. Silver 1. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. His KD is 1.0. I mean, for a Silver player, that's fine. Like, I mean, as long as you have some impact, that's good. 145 damage per round. Not bad. Not bad. Actually, the top 39%, not too shabby. Headshot ratio is really good for a Silver player. I must say the headshot ratio of 30% on a Vandal, pretty poggers. And he is primarily playing controllers, Viper and Omen. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I mean, listen, if you're already finding so much success with the controllers and not so much with the duelists, just play controllers. Anyways, like, below Immortal 1, players have no idea how to play controllers, and every fucking controller player that I've coached below Immortal 1 doesn't know what the hell is a good smoke, what is a bad smoke, and what is an optimal smoke. So I would heavily recommend you, like, you know, in these ranks, having a good controller player that can be both aggressive, passive, and, you know, understand what to do, very useful. Very, very useful. So what he's playing, like, Viper, Omen, Neon, Jet... Okay, not bad, not bad. Like, I would definitely recommend you to narrow down the list of the agents that you're playing. Like, there's no reason for you to play all of this. Like, I mean, what is this? Like, Yoru 3 matches, Raze 2 matches, Reyna 2 matches. Like, fuck this shit. Like, if you're finding more success and if you're, you know, like, if you truly want to escape lower ranks, you should definitely try to one-trick pony 1, 2, or 3 agents. That's actually a three trick pony. So, what I would recommend you is primarily sticking with the Viper, Omen, and Brimstone, depending which map you're playing. And since you're already finding so much impact in these lower ranks with these these 3 characters, just stick to them. Easy peasy as that. So, his performance, yeah, hardstack Silver for a long time. And he reached gold too, actually, like in the previous act. Okay. I mean, this is a somewhat of a consistent progress, you know, like bronze, silver, gold, and right now he's in gold. Like, I mean, this is not that bad. Like, this is not really a hardstack player. Like, you know, I've seen some players that I've coached that actually were hardstack in the same rank for like 2 years. That is a fucking hardstack, you know, like, but this is okay, you know. One act, bronze, bronze, silver, silver, gold, gold. Now this act you reach platinum, you know, it's okay. Okay, but considering that you played 1,034 hours, there is definitely something better that you can do to actually play a bit better this game. He is from Australia, maybe the worst region right now because they only have 1 server and enormous amount of cheaters, but okie dokie. At least, I don't know how toxic they are. When it comes to the weapons that he is playing, like, in the full buy rounds he's finding impact, but in the semis, pistols, and ecos he's shit. Probably in pistol rounds he's shit because he doesn't know, like, how to play first rounds and he has no first round strategies. And in semi and eco rounds, probably he's shit because he is not he's actually abusing the shorty judge, like, I don't know. I mean, Spectre is the weapon that essentially you should only be prioritizing and buying, like, if you're playing eco hull by rounds, anti-eco rounds in the second round. Like, Spectre I would never buy in my life, like, in the middle of the match. Like, there's no reason to buy a Spectre over the Stinger. Like, Spectre doesn't have anything better than Stinger when you're playing against the enemies that have the Vandals and Phantoms. So, essentially, during the match, if you want to prioritize some kind of a, you know, if you want to buy some kind of a semi-weapon, it is better to go with a Stinger than to go with a stupid Spectre. Like, you save more money, you have more utility, more shields, and essentially you have, for the lower amount of money, for the lower amount of credits, you have better weapon. Stinger is far better, and has far better, far better statistics against the Vandal and Phantoms than Spectre. Spectre is really shit weapon for low economy rounds. Everything else is fine. Like, he's trying to use all of the weapons. Probably he's not using Operator at all. Yeah, like, Op is 0. I mean, generally speaking, like, Op is a free elo weapon if you learn how to play it in these type of lobbies. Because in these lobbies, players have usually a shit utility usage. It is very easy to counter them with the operator. So learning how to play operator at the early stages of your development can be very, very useful and very beneficial for your overall rank up. Okay, let's see. Maps. Fracture, he's playing Viper. I really feel that Viper on Fracture is... compared to Brimstone is better. I mean, yes, you have 60% win rate, but to be honest, like, I would just be maining Brimstone on Fracture, like, even in the lower ranks. Like, it is so easy to rush out the bomb sites with a steam beacon to properly put 3 of your smokes. You have the nade for the post plant. You have the ultimate that is very useful in these lower ranks. Like, I feel Brimstone is better in almost every single rank, like, than Viper on Fracture. Like, the only thing that I would do differently is I feel the Omen is the absolutely best pick on almost every single map up to Immortal 1, and then, you know, like, Viper, Brimstone, and other controllers are coming into the place. On Haven, I don't know why the fuck you're playing Sova. Like, Omen is a giga chat of Haven, and definitely on Haven you should be playing Omen only. Like, the amount of strategies, tactics, and how useful you can become with Omen once you master the Omen on Haven, just go with Omen on Haven. On Lotus, I still feel that, you know, Omen, Brimstone, and Astra, and Harbor are far, far better than Viper. Like, Viper, not that good on both attackers and defender side. Like, I would recommend you on Lotus, like, maybe try to switch to playing Omen or playing Brimstone in these lower ranks, and you will definitely find more success than playing Viper. Breach is a fine pick on Lotus. I mean, if you enjoy playing Breach, why not? On Pearl, I don't know, like, in Silver and Gold, it's just easier to carry the matches with Omen, you know, below Immortal 1, but definitely on Pearl, like, you know, Viper is a bit better as a solo controller, like, Astra is a bit better, but there's no way I would recommend a Silver player playing Astra in a Silver lobby. That's fucking Sudoku, man. Like, that's stupid. So what I would recommend you on Pearl, like, is maybe try Omen a bit more, and try to slowly switch towards the... You know, Viper is fine as a solo controller, no problem, bro. Actually, you're finding a lot of... You know, you can keep playing Viper, like, whatever. It really doesn't matter. On Bind, playing Viper instead of Omen in every single rank is absolute idiotic. It's so stupid. I cannot explain to you how stupid it actually is. Like, Viper as a solo controller in Silver is almost impossible to utilize her properly on the attacker side. So I would heavily recommend you to learn how to play Omen on Bind, and you can have like 95% win rate on Bind up to Immortal 1, like with Omen. Omen is a powerhouse on Bind. Like, literally, you can be a duelist, you can be initiator, you can be like lurker, flanker, cypher, viper, a jet, whatever the fuck you need to be like with Omen. And his smokes are far more consistent than Viper smokes, and essentially you'll... anyways, it doesn't make sense playing Viper on Bind, because you lose or win your matches on Bind on a defender side. And, pardon me, on the attacker side. Like, on the attacker side, if you don't get at least 3 or 4 or maybe 5 rounds, the match is already over. So it doesn't make any sense to play Viper, which is a defensive side character, and her smokes are really, really shit, like, on Bind, to actually properly push the bomb sets and properly push through the choke points. Like, pushing through the choke points, like, on this map is hell of a time. And with Viper, that is almost impossible if you have shit teammates. So I would definitely recommend you to learn on Bind Omen, like, and this is the Viper completely. Like, Viper is shit. And on Split as well. Like, Viper is dog poo-poo. Dog poo-poo. Like, compared to Omen. Like, on Split, I would play either Omen or Astra, or Harbor, depending in which rank I'm playing. But below Immortal 3, just Omen. Spam the Omen on Split, learn how to play Omen on Split, but today we're gonna see, you know, why are you not finding success on Split with Viper? But probably it is because of the attacker side. Like, on attacker side, having Viper as a solo controller on Split, it's really hard. It's really hard. And also, like, attack on Split is hell of a time, and with Viper you cannot successfully utilize your utility and successfully aggressively push the bomb sites, and if your teammates are not doing a proper job, they're not taking a space, they're scared like a potatoes, it is just better to play Omen. Like, essentially, when it comes to agents that you're playing, on Fracture, I would just play Brimstone. Omen to Immortal 1, from Immortal 1, Brimstone. On Haven, Omen. On Lotus, I would switch the Viper for Omen or Brimstone. Up to Immortal 1, from Immortal 1, Astra is maybe the best in my opinion, or Harbor. On Pearl, you can keep playing Viper as a solo controller or whatever. If you're already having 55% win rate with Viper, whatever, you know, like on Pearl as a solo controller from Immortal 1, Viper is a bit better. And also like Harbor is good. And Astra. But up to Immortal 1, once again, I would just be playing Omen. But, you know, maybe you can stick on Pearl like with Viper, whatever. On Bind, I would ditch all of this that you're playing here. Trust me, once you implement both aggressive and passive playstyle with Omen on Bind, you will become an unstoppable machine. Literally. Like in this Omen to Immortal series, I feel that I'm gonna lose maybe 1 or maximum 2 matches on Bind, like with Omen, because it's such a useful character on Bind. On Split, Viper is shit. Viper is just absolutely shit. Like, up to Immortal 3, Omen only. From Immortal 3, maybe you can start playing, like, I don't know, let's say Astra, like, but still, Omen is like, you know, if I'm finding success with Omen in Radiant on Split, why the fuck would you not carry the matches like on Split with Omen? You know, Ascent. I mean, in my opinion, the best controller is always gonna be Omen up to Immortal 3, and from Immortal 3, that is probably Astra. I don't know why you're feeling so much. Like, stop playing Sova. Playing Sova in lobbies below Immortal 1 is absolute suicide for your win rate. You're consistently relying on your teammates to actually carry you and to push the bomb sites. You have zero aggressive potential with Sova, and you're just gonna watch on your camera how your teammates are dying while they're pushing the site. Like, I would completely ditch the Sova up to Immortal 1. Playing Breach is fine. You know, on Lotus, Breach is very useful. So it's okay, maybe on Lotus you can keep playing Breach if you really enjoy it. And Jet, I mean, Jet on Bind is not bad, but, you know, you're 3-3, it's okay. It's fine. Okay. Alrighty. That's kind of it from the tracker. I have nothing else to say about his tracker. Let's see what he's doing in the game, baby. Viper on Split, this one is going to be interesting. Oh, you actually had the Omen with yourself. Double controller setup in Silver, man. Like that is hell of a time, you know. Like, very rarely do I see that players properly utilize double controller setup in any lobby. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I would really advise you on Split, like, to switch to the Omen. Like, literally, you know, it's hard. It's hard in Silver. Here come Bucket, yeah, like Phoenix Giga Chat, bro. Let's see what he's doing.
A firebomb.
What the fuck? Okay. Ooh, lineups. Okay. First round on Split. So listen, guys. I don't care in which rank you're playing and what is happening. Like, especially if you're playing in North America where players are actually speaking the same language and they actually understand you. This is how you want to play the Split in the first round. So, on Split, the absolutely best strategy in the first round is to fight for the 8-tower control in every single rank. So telling your teammates to do a 5-man push onto the tower and from tower to decide where to go is far better than leading your teammates into the death sentence here, here, and here. So in the first round, you always want to tell your teammates, like on Split, hey guys, let's do a 5-man push onto the tower, and from tower, let's push into the vents. Let's push into the B tower. Let's push onto the B site. Now, depending how the gunfights develop here, I'm deciding whether I want to commit to this strategy or I want to drop onto the bomb site. If you get 2+ kills on A site and A tower, you're always dropping onto the A site. If you get only 1 kill on tower or maybe 0 kills, then you should always commit to going through the vents, through the tower, onto the B site. Now, with the Viper, I mean, in the first round, I really don't know what the fuck I would do. Like, let's see. So basically, I would probably buy a classic light shield. I would buy 2 snake bites because you really, I mean, if you're already playing with the Omen, you seriously don't need like, you know, anything else, to be honest. Like, your Omen can smoke this, your Omen can smoke that, and then we're pushing into the tower, coming here. We can just do the molly there to deny the space of the enemies behind the box, or maybe a bit better molly like that. Pushing in, taking the vents control, dropping into the vents, killing the guy in the vents, going onto the B site. And then probably I would do some kind of a smoke like this to cut off the enemies onto the tower there and into the city there. And then I would push into the site and try to maybe deny the space of the enemies with another molly, enter the site, plant the spike. Like, essentially, if you already have the Omen, you seriously don't need to waste your money on the smokes. Like, your Omen should be doing the job instead of you. And you should just be using your wall to actually cut off the enemies' rotations and everything. So, now, on split, if enemies don't have the Sage in their team composition, so enemies don't have a Sage at all. Sage doesn't exist. In the first round, we can also do the split onto the B tower and fight for the B tower. So basically, maybe you can tell your teammates to do a 1-4 split, where one of your teammates is lurking through the B main area of the map and playing slowly, and you, together with the rest of your teammates, are pushing into the mid area of the map. And essentially, if you're doing this type of a strategy, like, I would just tell my Omen to smoke the, just a second, I need to drop the Omen, smoke the vents, smoke the tower, and once again, I would do with Viper, like, the same setup I did before. Like, I would just do the wall from here, completely denying the vision of the enemies in CT and there. And essentially, I would use two of my Molotovs to actually pressure the enemies. Like, I would once again go with a classic, light shield, 2 snake bites, jump spotting the enemies here. We have the Omen smoke there. I'll do the Molotov so the enemies cannot peek from the smoke, pushing with my teammates, doing the wall like this, cutting off the enemies, doing the molly there, pushing into the site, taking the site control. Essentially, on split, the absolutely worst thing that you can do in the first round is trying to push through these small choke points here and here. Like, your teammates are always going to make some kind of a mistakes. Your teammates are always going to die like some kind of a potatoes, and it is never worth it to actually push. 5-man push into A or 5-man push into the B in the first round of split. If your teammates already want to do some kind of a 5-man push, it is always better to do the 5-man push onto the A, because your teammates have more space and more room to outmaneuver the enemies and play. If you go here in the first round in silver, God help you. This is actually a really good lineup, like what he's doing right now for the tower, and I like it a lot. This wall here, I would change it a bit. This wall is actually not that good. Like, I would actually put this smoke, this wall, a bit more to the right side. So essentially, I would make sure that the wall is going on top of the box there, like this. And I would do the wall like this. So I have more space to actually fight the enemies. And also, this wall can provide you some kind of a smoke screen from the tower, from that angle there. And now we can actually push into the site. Like, this wall is better than what he initially did. Like, if you're playing Viper as a solo controller, like on split, like, you always want to do this type of a wall as your default smoke here, like this, and you need to find a lineup for the tower position. Unfortunately, I don't know a single lineup for that, but maybe we can try to find it right now. That is not good. What if I'm standing here? Is there any lineup for this? That's gonna land there. Bro, any good lineup for the tower? What if I jump? Where the fuck this lands? Bad. So I need to aim for that wall there. So that is the wall. And if I aim all the way up here with a jump spot, is it gonna bounce? The best one way in the game, bro. The best one way in the game. Come on, we can find this. So you're aiming at the top of the, like, let's say here. How is that gonna land? Fuck, man, one way again. So let's say you're aiming at this. Woo-lee! Not good. Not good. Let's try to find something quickly, like it's no problema here. Top of that sign. That's gonna hit. Oof, that was fucking close, man. Maybe I need to stand up here, like in this corner. Like that. And now I do the jump throw, let's say aiming there. Use the minimap. Minimap is not gonna help me, like if... Minimap is not gonna help me because it's I'm trying to find jump shit. Wait. Can you actually do... Oh! What? Is this gonna land? Ah, okay. I don't know, man, look at that fucking YouTube, literally, like... Bro, I'm gonna find this alone, no matter what. How minimap? Because on minimap you see the circle. Where the hell is this landing? Perfect! Easy, man! Now just rewatch the video and replicate what I did. 10 out of 10 shot. True, man. What do you mean I don't remember, man? What do you mean I don't remember? I remember it. So you aim like... Here? Try to clip it. Try to clip it like... Clip the last, like, 1 minute. Fucking Viper players, man. Looking at the minimap more than... Spending more time in a custom server than in the actual game. Here? Ah! Here?
Poison orb emitting. Poison's off.
Best smoke ever. Okay, look at the fucking YouTube.
Bro just killed his own teammate in cold blood, bro.
Okay, immediately one economy mistake. Like, I really don't care if you're playing Jet, Omen, Viper, Cypher, whatever you're playing. Like, you always afford all of your money for your utility. Always. Like in this round, even if you're playing Viper, you want to buy the Toxin. And one crucial mistake that Viper players are not doing in these lower elo ranks is using their utility to actually apply the pressure to the enemies and to push the enemies from their positions. Like in the silver elo, I would never in my life use my Molotovs for the actual post plant. Never in my fucking life. In silver, gold, platinum, diamond, bronze, iron. Never. You always want to use your utility to deny the space of the enemies and to pressure the enemies into the bomb sites. And then you're playing post plant together with your teammates like a normal human being, and you're trying to refrag them because they're going to be making shit tons of mistakes. They're going to be pressuring the enemies. They're going to be pushing everything. So you cannot afford playing passively. Okay. What was the strategy in this round anyways? Like Phoenix is lurking mid alone. Our teammate died in the spawn. Bro, gold elo, man. Gold elo. Okay, that wall bad. Like, do a better wall.
Bro just killed his own teammate in cold blood, bro.
I mean, here, like, once you noticed that you're alone, once you notice that you're alone on the bomb site, you should have instantly just rotated back, to be honest. Like, literally, you should have waited to see what this Phoenix is gonna do, and maybe try to kill the guy that was flanking you. Because I think that your Omen died from the flank of the enemies from the A main, so it's just better to isolate that duel with yourself. I mean, you have 1 minute and 20 seconds to push into the bomb site. Why are you rushing things out? Like, there is no reason to rush anything out. Like, literally, you have the advantage over the enemies. I mean, you have a 0 advantage, actually. Like, you're in a disadvantage. Like, in this specific round, I would just go back, kill the guy that is lurking and flanking, and then, you know, maybe commit to some other push. And one crucial mistake that you made here is, like, when you're playing any controller, you really want to outmaneuver the enemies more through your smokes and be a bit more interesting with your pushes and with your, like, the way that you're peeking the enemies. Like, here, like, you peek the enemies from the same angle before you actually equip the classic pistol. That's stupid. Why would we do that? Like, essentially, here, we're pushing into the site. We have this wall. I killed the chamber there. I'm reloading. I have the... Why the fuck I don't have the wall? So, I have this. Here. I have the wall there. I killed the chamber here. Then, I'm reloading. After I reload, I'm picking the enemies. Or, I can just try to go around the wall. Take an easy kill on the enemy Reyna. Outmaneuver the enemies to the city. And try to basically be a bit more unpredictable. And a bit more, like, interesting for the enemies. Like, essentially, in Valorant, like, keeping your location a secret is half of your job when you're playing this game. Like, the more enemies need to guess where the hell you are at that moment of time, the easier it's gonna be for you to clutch the rounds and win the rounds. But to be honest, at the end of the day, this was an Ohio round, to be honest. Like, literally, you know, our Omen was AFK, Phoenix was pushing mid alone, like, what the hell we did. He almost won the round. Respect. Now, in eco and hellby rounds, on split, like, you consistently want to pressure the enemies into the mid area of the map. Like, essentially, in eco and hellby rounds, on split, it is borderline impossible to push the B site and to push the A site effectively through the choke points. Like, you have a much higher kill potential pressuring the enemies here and pressuring the enemies here. So, for example, if I'm playing Viper, I don't know why would you play Viper on split, but okay. If I'm playing Viper on split and I'm playing an eco and hellby round, I'm gonna buy a shorty, buy a poison cloud, and snake bite. And essentially, I will use all of my utility to actually try to find some kind of a kill potential to damage the enemy's economy and to also make the numbers advantage for myself and my team. So for an example, in this round, we could have done some kind of a wall like this, let's say. Close the gap with the enemies here, and then try to basically outmaneuver the enemies with our utility. Maybe try to find some kind of an easy kill here. Easy kill here. Like, by doing this type of, like, in eco rounds and hellby rounds, you want to completely stay away from your default setups and from your default play style as well. Like, in eco and hellby rounds, you need to be a bit more interesting. Like, try to be a bit more aggressive or try to outmaneuver the enemies in some kind of a way. You cannot expect to win this round or to do anything in this round if we're just doing a regular default push onto the B side. I mean, if you already wanted to push the B side, probably what I would have done is, once again, I would have done some kind of a wall like this, actually, to cut off the enemy's vision from the side. Then I would have pushed here with a classic pistol like this, close the gap with the enemies, do the poison cloud to additionally close the gap with the enemies, and then try to kill the enemies at the back of the site and try to close the gap with the enemies here. Like, no matter if you're playing Viper, Cypher, Omen, whatever the hell you're playing, like, when you're playing controllers in those eco and hellby rounds, you want to use your smokes to close the gap with the enemies and to abuse the close range weapons and the eco weapons that you have with yourself. I respect that you're using the shorty in this round, absolute respect, but right now we need to use our smokes to actually pressure the enemies. Mad respect for this. Is that the tower smoke? But I don't like this tower smoke, man. So you're standing here, Looking where? Looking at the top of there. And jump spotting. Jump throwing. But that smoke is not good. It's not covering the whole tower. If I die one more time like this. Actually, this smoke is great. Fuck me in the ass, bro. Nice smoke, man. Nice. Keep using it. Keep using it. I thought it was a different smoke. This smoke is actually amazing. That's what we were searching for, guys. And then you do the wall like this. Easy sight. Good. Good, good. You isolated that angle as well with the wall. Bam. Amazing. But in this round, I would not have done the default setup. Like, you need to, like, listen. If you're playing some kind of an eco round, half by round, you have a shorty. How the hell do you expect to close the gap with the enemies with your default smokes and default setup? It is absolutely impossible. Like, to utilize this shorty right now in this round. Like, if I'm playing an eco half by round, my Omen can smoke this, smoke that, and we can push into the side. I don't give a crap. Like, Batam, if I'm playing Viper, I'm gonna do this. Push here with a shorty. With wall activated. Clear this angle. Clear that angle. Move forward. And I'm gonna try to use my Poison Cloud to additionally close the gap with the enemies and additionally surprise the enemies. Like, I don't know how you expect to utilize this shorty with the default smokes. Oh, Omen actually has a good idea. Omen actually saved you here with that smoke. That's really good. Push, man! You have a shorty, man! You need to push! Listen. Like, if you already have a close range weapon and your teammates are pushing into the bomb site, like, you need to follow them up. Like, I don't know why you were jerking your cock off, like, in the main area of the map for such a long time, but you should have pushed with your teammates 100% like there. Like, your Omen gave you really good smoke to actually pressure the enemies at the backside, and I would have tried to abuse the, you know, the contact of my teammates with the enemies to actually surprise them with a shorty and to take an easy kill onto this chamber. And also, like, whenever you're peeking out of the smokes with a shorty, like, so for example, let's say I know that chamber is there. Like, with a shorty, you always want to peek the enemies like this. Like, essentially, you always want to peek the enemies by jump spotting them in the face and trying to kill them while you're in the air. If you're already in 0 to 6 meters away from the enemy, it is much better to peek the enemies by jumping through from the smoke and peeking them like that than peeking like a regular, like you're having some kind of a regular gun, like, you know, Spectre, for example, here. Like, you're gonna fuck up the enemy's crosshair placement by a lot, number one. Number two, you're a much harder target to be hit by the other enemies, and you will have higher chances of actually killing that enemy. I mean, the spread of the bullets is irrelevant while you're jumping if you're in this range from the enemy. These pellets are gonna hit that target 99% of the time. So here, you're pushing through the smoke, bam! I'm jumping out, trying to go into the face of the chamber, and jizzing all over him. Okay. If you can, please, on split, first test the enemies on the A site and mid, and then decide whether or not you should be pushing the B site. Pushing B is very hard, especially in the low elo lobbies. Like, essentially, if you're not playing some kind of a movement type of character that can easily close the gap with the enemies and shit on the enemies on the bomb site, like you're not playing Jet, Omen, Raze, etc., like, relying on your teammates to successfully push the B only through the B main area of the map is hell of a time. Like, try to tell them, guys, let's go A, let's maybe go on A tower, let's test the enemies on mid, like, let's try to break the Sage wall and then decide what we're gonna do. Like, trust me, in those low elo lobbies, a lot of times players tell me that, oh, but my teammates won't listen to me. I don't know about you, but every single time I played in a, you know, in this type of a lobby, players were listening to me more than in Radiant. Like, they are usually waiting for someone to actually say something. And even if these teammates won't listen to me, I will still do what makes more sense to be done in that specific round. So, like, we lost 2 rounds on B. Our teammates have no idea how to push the B side. Let's try to pressure them on mid a bit more. Like, let's try to see if we can actually find some kind of a pick there first, and then go into the B side. This wall, once again, I would not use it. You're giving too much space to the for the enemies. Like at the front of the site. And I would change it completely for the wall that I explained previously on. And one golden rule in low elo lobbies. Either play with a spike carrier or carry the spike. Like, especially if you see that your spike is being carried by, I don't know, like Omen that loves to be aggressive, or Jet or Phoenix. Take that spike. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you die by doing some kind of an aggressive play. If I don't know, like if you make some kind of a mistake, it's better right now for you that you are carrying the spike than your stupid Omen. Like, right now, if you lose the spike on B side, GG, well played, cool Tigers. Like, essentially, you will see that whenever I'm doing some kind of a series, like Iron to Radiant, Unranked to Radiant, Agent to Immortal, like, I'm trying to carry the spike more than usual. Than I would do in Radiant lobbies and Immortal 3 lobbies. Because in these lobbies right here, you just don't know where the hell that spike is gonna end up. Like, you just don't know, like, what this guy is gonna do with the spike. Like, on attacker's side, my job is not to, like, retake the spike. My job is to take the site control and push into the site and plant the spike. So in this round here, if I see that my spike carrier is going towards the B main, I'm supporting that spike carrier. And I'm going with him. No matter what. I hate to take the spike to try to plant and get killed. You don't need to go for the plant. That's the point. Like, you will see that when I'm playing Immortal to Radiant series. Pardon me, like, Unranked to Immortal series with Omen. Like, so. Look at this. I take the spike. I'm carrying the spike. So I'm going. My teammates want to go B. No problem. I'm carrying the spike. And then, when my teammates decide that it is time to push the site and they're going in, bam. You know, just drop the spike at the choke point. Let your teammates pick it up later. But it is absolutely stupid at the early stages of the round, in silver, gold, platinum, iron, bronze, all of these very low elo ranks. Like, in Valorant, extremely low elo is like iron, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Like, players have no fucking idea what they're doing. And I would always carry the spike up to the choke point, drop the spike, and that's it. Low elo is like diamond and is like, you know, diamond and platinum, for an example. And medium elo is like ascendant and immortal 1, 2, and something like that. And high elo is everything above immortal 3. So, if you're playing in an extremely low elo, pick up the spike. When you're ready to execute the site, if you want to go in first, drop the spike, execute the site. It's better than I'm executing the B site, and my spike carrier is alone in the mid, dying from an enemy from the vents. Why the fuck? Why would I lose my round? Because I don't have a spike with myself. You know? What's the worst map for Phoenix? Worst map for Phoenix? Breeze? No, he doesn't have a worst map, to be honest. On every map, he is okay. You still chewing? I'm chewing on this cock, baby. So, here, push with your team. Follow the spike carrier. Top 3 agents for climbing. Jet, Omen, and any character with that has high impact. Like, Jet would be number 1, Omen would be number 2, and number 3 I would put like Raze, Phoenix, Reyna in low elo lobbies, like Neon, Breach. That would be my number 3 pick. Gecko is also very easy in lower elo lobbies to carry. Isn't Phoenix bad on Icebox? Yeah, actually, yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Like, Phoenix is shit on Icebox. Good catch. Like, Phoenix is shit on Icebox. Is Phoenix really that good? Nobody of the Radiant streamers play him. Phoenix is the agent that in episode 6, Act 1, had the highest win rate in Radiant. What's up, my gorilla? I'm looking at your videos since you started and wanted to ask you, when will you make a new Raze video, bro? I'm gonna be doing Raze to Immortal series and making the ranked playbook for Raze. Probably this year. I would say this year. I didn't play Raze from close beta. Like, in close beta I got Radiant with Cypher and Raze, and from close beta I didn't touch these two agents at all. But I have like 300 hours on both characters, on both Raze and Cypher. But I completely forgot everything about them, like in terms of the setups that I love to do. Yo, Charlatan, in the Discord as the coach channel. On Discord, at the as the coach channel. You say that guides, the agent guides are on the mega folders. Because you want to protect them. SMTH, is it like, so your YouTube doesn't get spammed? No. Like, I'm keeping them on the mega NZ folders. Because in the future, they will be locked behind a password. Like, once I make 24 agent guides for every single character on every single map, I'm gonna be charging for that shit. Like, come on, man. like, you know, I mean, it's gonna take me 2 years. And for 2 years, the access to that folder is gonna be free. Absolutely. Until I do every single character. But after 2 years, man, like, you know how much content there's gonna be? It's gonna be a fucking, you know, holy grail for players to improve at Valorant. And essentially, like, all of you guys that are sticking to this ride, you know, you have a free shit. Yeah, 6 terabytes of guy, literally, like. I wanna sneeze so hard. Ooh. What are we talking about? We're talking about this. Like, on a Discord server, right now, you can access, if you're a Twitch sub, Discord sub, or YouTube member, or I have coached you previously, you can access these agents guys here, the Mega NZ folder. And in that folder, you will be able to find, right now, only the Jet and Omen guides. So basically, like, I'm building a playbook for every single agent on every single map for ranked solo queue. And you can use that playbook to actually improve yourself on that agent with the absolutely best strategies for ranked solo queue and the absolutely best setups for every single map. And you can use these setups to actually have something that is consistent in your gameplay, and from these setups you can actually improvise. Is this going on YouTube? It's gonna go on a second YouTube channel. Okay, let's go. So, the moral of the story of this round, if you're playing in extremely low elo lobbies, pick up the spike. Anyways, you're playing Viper, like, why the fuck would you not pick up the spike? Okay, whenever you're picking an enemy with an operator, like, I would heavily recommend you to always go for the wide swing and to abuse the two-step mechanic. Like, first of all, I would not recommend you to pick an operator player. Like, it is always better to cut off that player with some kind of a utility and some kind of a smoke. And essentially, you know, or jump spot the enemies and bait out their shot and then pick that enemy. But for an example, if I know that this Jet is playing this exact position, like, what is the best way to pick an operator player? by abusing the peeker's advantage, proper crosshair placement, and a two-step mechanic. So essentially, you want to come closer to the wall, have absolutely perfect crosshair placement for that angle, and you want to do this. 1, 2, bam. That is how you reach the highest peeker's advantage, and that is essentially, you know, how you can actually rip apart that enemy. But to be honest, like peeking an enemy with an operator in a clean gunfight, almost never a good idea. Good players will kill you while jump spotting. I never died from jump spotting. I don't know. I don't know how you are jump spotting, but I literally, even in Radiant, I don't die by doing that. Maybe, you know, in the past 3 years, I died because of jump spotting 2 times.
Player standing.
Okay, now we're carrying the spike. We learn from our mistakes. I like it a lot. I don't know how to do jump spotting, but there's multiple different techniques for jump spotting. Like, you can run towards the wall, press W key, jump when you think that you're gonna see the enemy or reveal the enemy, and you're moving backwards with A and S key towards the wall, or D and S key. So basically W, jump, AS. W, jump, AS. If you want to bait out the shot of the enemies, like basically you want to just bait out the bullet of the operator, then it's better to do something like this. Like, don't even reveal yourself, but reveal your butthole and just bait out the shot. And instantly turn towards the side. And also, like, at some positions you can do a silent jump spot, like if you're crouching and jumping and releasing the crouch at the moment of time when your body is hitting the ground. So crouch, jump, crouch, you're not making any footstep. And also, like, the fourth thing that you can do to jump spot the enemies is, like, if there is some kind of a shit that is hitting your head, if you're holding the shift and you're jumping, you're not making a footsteps. So this is useful for ascent and bind, and there are some, you know, positions for this. Jump spotting is something that 90% of the community is not using enough. Like, you will see that Radiant players, we guys, you know, I'm jump spotting half of my match to get the information where the enemies are and to basically easily kill them with my movement, positioning, and crosshair placement. You guys are dry peeking and dry swinging every fucking angle in Valorant. If I'm pushing mid, there is no way that you're gonna see me do this. Never in my life. I will either, like, I don't know, ask my, you know, let my teammates go first and then peek, use some kind of a utility there, or jump spot and then go for a swing. Okay, in this round, we're playing this shorty. Okay, we have Ares. Okay, listen. If you're pushing from the B tower with the Viper, I would heavily recommend you. I will heavily recommend you to use your smoke from here instantly, to completely cut off the enemies in the CT, and to basically cut off this position for your teammates to fight. Do that wall immediately, cross into the site, and take the bomb site control. Like, if you have already saved the wall.
God damn, you right.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that his idea right now is that he wanna play passively. He wants to play passively and use his wall to kill the enemies once they're going for the spike defuse and the retake of the site. But how can we play passively if my Omen is in the CT and if my Jet is on the tower? Right now, you need to play with them. Like, in low elo lobbies, it doesn't matter if I'm playing a Jesus Christ of a character. Like, right now, I would probably, you know, if I save my wall all the way up there, I would use my wall like this. And I would plant the spike there, and I would instantly go into the CT to support my Omen. And I would just play with my Omen. I will not commit myself to some stupid gunfights of I don't want to lose my life. I don't want to die like a potato. But
Toxin screen down.
I will try to help that Omen out. I will try to refrag him. I will try to use his life. So if Omen is going through here, I'm going to be holding him like this. If Omen is going there, I'm going to be pushing here, holding him like this. If he goes there, see you later, Omen, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm playing with the Jet.
Just play as a team and we win. Fucking
Here.
Okay. I mean, this random penetration doesn't make that much sense. Because you don't really know where the enemies are. But this is not a bad idea only because your Omen is going for the Beacon Tower. And this can maybe help the Omen, you know, what you're doing right now can maybe distract the enemies a bit, like, whatever. But it's okay. You know, if you plant the spike there, just go into the B-main and play from the B-main.
Toxin screen down.
One thing that I don't like in this post plant, how you're playing this post plant, is like you're always committing yourself to a 50-55 with the enemies. Like you have zero cover for yourself. And why are we doing that? We have a Molotov. We have a wall. You know, why are you playing like this? Like here, if I have a Aris, like whatever, like I'm gonna play from here, wait to see where the enemies are gonna peek me, what they're gonna do. My teammates are pushing forward, then I'm pushing here. You know, like I'm hugging the angles, hugging the walls, trying to have some kind of a cover for myself. Like, why would I be pushing here when I know that both Breach and Reyna are up there and they can pop flash me to that wall there and kill us both? But Charlatan, if you do it with the password, ain't people just gonna give it to the other people? Haha! I caught you there. The password is gonna be changed. Every single week, I'm gonna change the password. So only the people that paid for it can actually get the access over and over again. Think about it. Think about it. And the only way that you will be able to get access to these 24 folders of 24 agents, lifetime access, is if you download all of the videos from Mega and Z. But good luck with that. Like the folder is gonna have like I think around 24 terabytes minimum after I complete everything. So and downloading shit through the Mega and Z takes ages, literally ages. So good luck with that one. Oh, that was an Ohio peak. In this specific scenario, only your positioning and the post plant really doesn't make any sense. Like, Phoenix is here, Reyna is there. Just play at the back of the site. You know? Like, be right back buying 5 to 10 terabytes hearts. True, man. So, listen. Position yourself in a way where you and your teammates are not bugging each other's out, and you're not an easy target for the enemies. Like here, if my Phoenix is there, in this position, so Phoenix being chilling there, Reyna being chilling here, I'm playing essentially here. And I'm waiting for the contact between my Phoenix and Reyna and the enemies to actually peek the enemies and fight the enemies. There's no reason for me to be here, and then one breach flash through the wall can completely fuck us up, and we are all dead. Or I don't know, aftershock there, like, for an example. Bro, this looks like a straight up penis, man. I have an idea. That's why you get coaching from me, baby. Okay, let's go. Yo, Charlatan, can I access the Mega NZ file only if I'm a Twitch sub? If yes, then what it was gifted to me? you can still access it. I mean, right now, I'm categorizing these playbooks as free. You know, like, if your friend is a Twitch sub, he can share. Like, I'm not gonna be changing the link to the playbook right now, because we still didn't finish even Jet and Omen. But once I finish, you know, 10 characters or 12 characters, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. Like, for the next 2 years, it's gonna be quote-unquote free. Like, you just need to be a Twitch sub, Discord sub, and that's it. Like, use a Prime sub, basically. But once we complete all of the agents, I don't know. I don't know, like, will it be more than $100? I have no idea, man. Depends on the economy in the world, economy in Valorant, coaching economy. Like, you know, some of the coaches are charging $200 for a fucking VOD review in Valorant. What the fuck?
Nice.
There.
Okay. The positioning in this post plan could have been better, and you need to change your mindset how you're playing the post plans. Usually, you want to follow your most aggressive teammates, unless you have no other way of actually, you know, you have no other way to win this round. Bordel is charging $175 per hour. Listen, guys. Okay, we need to make an agreement here. I need to tell you something. Like, listen to me. Everybody, every single one of you. If you're ever buying a coaching from someone in Valorant, if that person is not offering you any type of a long-term support in terms of communication, in terms of content or anything else, that coaching is absolutely useless. Like, Valorant is the game of scenarios, game where players need to progressively go from one skill level to another and consistently adapt their playstyles to different scenarios and different situations. So, if someone is charging you, let's say $100 for a coaching session, if that guy is not offering you any type of a support after that coaching session, you got scammed. You literally got scammed. Because it is impossible, like, in one coaching session, you can navigate the player in a good direction. You can showcase the player how he can do things a bit better. But you need to stay in touch with that player if you truly want that player to progress consistently through the ranks and through the different elos. Like, that is where I personally have the problem. But I feel that my prices are fully justifiable by what I'm offering right now. Like, basically, I have a problem where I coached 3,300 players right now, and all of you guys are spamming me 24/7 in Discord, and I have too many, you know, questions to answer. But I seriously feel that if I was not doing this, if I was not giving players a full-time support, even after the coaching is done, I feel that none of the players that I coached would ever progress, ever. Like, when I do a 1-month coaching with a player, no matter if he is Iron, Bronze, or Silver, I need to stay in touch with that player. Like, from 1-month coaching, that an Iron player can probably progress from Iron to, I don't know, Gold or Platinum in like 2 or 3 months. But what is more important for that player is once he reaches the Gold and Platinum, he can hit me up in the DMs and ask, Charlatan, bro, some of the things that you said are not working anymore. What do I need to change? How do I need to adapt myself to this skill group, to this level of gameplay? And then I tell you, you know, what you can do in different scenarios, in different elos, etc., etc. So if you're ever buying coaching from someone for more than $100, if you're not getting a long-term support, get the fuck out of there. Don't waste your money. Period.
All I need are these hands and this fire. Careful now. I feel like myself. No.
Reloading.
If I'm Platinum 1 and I'm buying 1-month coaching, do you think I'll be able to reach Diamond by the end of the month? Essentially, like, how much you progress from the coaching is purely dependent on the players like learning capabilities, and it is very individually based. Like I had the example of the players. Like I had 12 players that went from bronze to radiant within 9 months from my coaching, from bronze to radiant. But I also had the example of the players that, you know, purchase 1 month coaching and they go like, I don't know, from iron to gold. Like for an example, Hierarchy, he went from iron to gold in like 3 or 4 months. I had the example of the players where one guy purchased 40 coaching sessions from me, and he went from bronze to immortal 3, 300 rank rating in 9 months. I had the example of the players that purchased the coaching from me, and they went from, I don't know, like ascendant to immortal within 2 months. So essentially, everyone is different. You should never be comparing yourself to different players and different like people in life. You're your own story, and you need to work on yourself. And the coaching is a two-way street. You need to abuse me, and I need to abuse you, kind of, like not in a sexual way.
And you got a Vandal skin?
Reloading. Idiots, the spike. Now.
Okay, let's see what this guy's
How do
gonna
we
do.
get rid of 2 ops?
Can I abuse you, Papito? Yes, sir.
Need this back, guys.
Do you think a college student can reach Radiant? I mean, I'm always like I'm always telling the players like that the amount of time that you put in game, you know, doesn't matter that much. Like essentially, how you spend your time while gaming is more important. Because sometimes for players it would be more beneficial, you know. You said that you have 3 hours to play. Maybe it's gonna be more beneficial for you to play like 1 or 2 games per day and spend the rest of the time like, you know, working on yourself. And you're gonna see a very fast improvement and very fast progress. Like essentially, when it comes to reaching the Radiant, it doesn't matter how many games you play, but what is the quality of these matches. Like for example, every single time when I reached Radiant was when I played like 2 or 3 games per day, maximum. How much are your coaching sessions? Join my Discord server. On Discord you have everything about my coaching. I already said that we should change the setup there, carry the spike, and why the hell are we pressuring the enemies on B so much when the B is not working for us? Just tell them, guys, let's go A, let's try A. Like literally, just tell them that. Or, enemy Sage is not doing the wall on mid, let's pressure them on mid.
Don't block ourselves. What is this smoke?
Toxic poison orb emitting.
This peak here, you know, like, even if you're playing someone like Viper, in silver and gold lobbies, lurking is not gonna pay off for you majority of times. Like right now, it is better for you to play with your teammates. Make sure that you're properly supporting with your utility and with your presence instead of going for this lurk and flank. Because in the last 4 rounds, we've seen that your teammates are absolutely dog poo-poo. Like they did nothing good. Like their pushes were terrible. And the only round we won was when we actually pushed together with them as 5 and actually did something together. Like right now, when do you want to go for these lurks and flanks? When you can actually trust your teammates that they're not gonna fuck up everything. Because right now, maybe you're gonna go for this lurk and flank and, you know, it's gonna take you like 10, 20, 30 seconds. But by that time, your teammates might already be dead. And also, right now, there is a huge chance that this chamber with operator is in mid and watching you there. So if you dry peek this corner without jump spotting the mid, I don't know. You see this, like Omen dead. You could have helped him.
Toxin screen down.
Phoenix dead. You could have been there. You could have refragged him.
Spike down B.
Okay. Now, when you're going for this type of lurks and flanks, really try to be a bit more patient and try to play on the trigger discipline. Like, if enemies are already not looking at your direction. I mean, if I see that this Brimstone is fully locked onto my teammates on B side, like, play on the trigger discipline always. Like, right now, you could have got 2 kills easily if you didn't shoot at this Brimstone. Like, try to see, you know, how enemies are gonna move, what they're gonna do. They saw the spike is on B. They saw 2 of your teammates on the B side. They're thinking that in Silver Elo, players would be expecting right now that you're pushing behind them and lurking. Like, come on. Like when you're going for the lurks and flanks, it's really important to have a bit more like of a trigger discipline. Like when you feel that you have a timing to take more than just 1 kill, take that timing. Like, chill a bit, wait a bit, see how the situation is gonna develop. Like, if that breach was looking at me, of course I'm gonna just kill him and that's it. Like, I'm not gonna play on the trigger discipline, like, obviously. But pay attention, you know, in which direction enemies are looking at, like, where the rest of the enemies might be at that moment of time. Play a bit slower. You don't need to rush things out. You don't need to panic 24/7. Is it more worth it to get coaching when I get to a higher rank? Gold? Right now I'm building a PC because silver. It limits me too much. Listen. Buy the PC first. Obviously. Buy the PC first and then, like, get coaching. Like, literally, you know, like, if you have a shit PC, obviously, like, you know, try to get a PC. But when it comes to when coaching is worth it, I always tell to the players that getting coaching as soon as you can and getting the help from someone else is always better than building a bad fucking habit that are gonna be hell of a time to be fixed later on. Like, essentially, coaching is worth it as soon as you start playing the game. Like, the sooner you change your mindset about Valorant, the way that you view the game, the way that you want to play the game, it's better for you. So, I coached an enormous amount of Iron players, and majority of the Iron players that I've coached went from Iron to Gold and Platinum within some record times, like 2, 3, 4 months. And probably they would have stayed in that fucking Iron for like 1 year or something. I don't know, I've seen some Iron players are there like for an eternity, basically.
Last player standing.
Okay. I firmly believe that in this match, Rubble Gauge, I don't know, like, I'm bad with the names. Listen, so, if B-side is already not working for us, why are we pressuring the B-side so much? A-side is always a better option on split. A-side and mid. Like, playing default, pressuring the enemies on mid, trying to find the kills on A. Like, B push in these lobbies is hell of a time. How is your PC limiting you? A PC can be a limiter, you know, like if you're playing on a 60 Hz and a 60 FPS, your skill ceiling is a bit limited when it comes to your mechanical skill. But your brain is not limited. I really feel that with 60 FPS and 60 Hz, you can easily be an immortal player in this game. Without any problems. Like, if you're actually a good player that understands how to actually play this game. But, you know, when you buy a better PC, you'll probably go like 1 or 2 ranks above than what you're right now. Like, you know, the game feels smoother, mechanical skill is a bit easier for you. It's easier for you to hit some nasty shots, etc, etc. Do you really need a bigger monitor to play well? You don't need a bigger monitor. You just need a monitor with a better refresh rate. The size of the monitor doesn't matter. Like, usually, the bigger the monitor, the worse for you. Like, I would never recommend players in Valorant to buy monitors that are above 27 inches. Like, you literally don't... You need to position your head like this to see the stupid minimap. 24, 27 inches, perfect size, like, you know, for most of the girls. Ooh, I love this. I love this a lot. This is a really good habit. And I want you to keep this habit. Like, he checked the corner where chamber usually played, because enemy chamber was usually playing here. Just a second. So the enemy chamber was playing here or here. And he checked that corner even though his teammates were going in. That is what I do all of the times in my solo queue matches. Like, if I'm pushing into the site, it doesn't matter if I have 10 teammates in front of me. I'm gonna check that angle. Check this angle. That angle. Push in. Check that position. This position. Every single possible position where the enemies can be at that moment of time.
Reloading. Toxin screen down.
130 on yeah, that guy.
My ultimate is ready.
Listen. When you're using the Viper ultimate, I was explaining this in my Jet to Immortal series on YouTube. Like, always make sure that you're absolutely safe before you go for the Viper ult. Like, don't be exposed from the enemies, don't get caught in the middle of the ultimate. Here, if I already see on the minimap that the enemy chamber is there, fuck the Viper ultimate. Like, I'm gonna fight that chamber, I'm gonna try to rip the ass apart from that chamber before I go for the ultimate. Like, a lot of the Viper players are way too fast at using the ultimate, and they never find any safety before actually going for the ult. You cannot do this.
Okay.
My ultimate is ready.
Last player standing.
A huge mistake in this specific game is like how much we are forcing the site that actually doesn't work for us. Like, if something doesn't work for me 3 times during my gameplay, I'm immediately switching it up. Like, I need to do something different. Like, I'm gonna split the B through mid. I'm gonna push A. I'm gonna push A tower. Like, we didn't even test the enemies once on the A side, and we are pushing B like this many times. Why? Like, the only round you won was the round when you actually pressure the enemies in mid. Let's do it again. Let's do what worked for us in the previous rounds. Is XL 2566K perfect for you? Bro, BenQ monitors are insane, man. That XL 2566K is actually a really good monitor. And also, like, this one that I'm using right now is muy bien, muy bien. Yes, sir.
Watch out.
Here. Here.
Okay.
I'll take the first peek and then push
Okay.
it with me.
Not bad. Solid setup. I love this setup a lot. It's okay. Can we actually put the Viper smoke? And I need to test something. Is there a way to do the Viper smoke all the way up here as a one way?
Poison orb emitting.
No, that is not big at all, man.
Poison's off.
With Omen, I love to do this smoke a lot, like when I'm executing the sites and I know enemies are there. Okay, I mean, the setup that he's doing is fine.
Toxin. Poison orb emitting.
Okay, one huge tip for every single Viper player. Like, when you're doing this wall, when you're doing the wall, try to not give the enemies any space where they can hide and essentially surprise your teammates. Like, this wall is very dangerous for the rank in which you're playing right now. Like, enemies can easily be there, and surprising your teammates with a peek. Like, it is usually better to, with your wall to push the enemies from the choke points and allow your teammates to see every single possible angle where the enemies can be at that moment of time. So if you're doing a wall on A, I would always do it like this.
Here.
And that's it.
Toxins going up.
Just blocking the window. Doing the poison cloud there or there. That's it. And when you're executing the sites with Viper, like, if your teammates are already bad with pushing the sites, and especially if you are the one going first into the bomb site, use your utility to support yourself and to deny the space of the enemies. and deny the peaks of the enemies. Like right here, if I'm pushing into the A site
Toxin poison orb emitting.
with this type of a setup, I'm clearing that, I'm clearing this, using a molly there, entering the site. I don't want
Screen down.
my teammates to die from this peak, and I need to deny the space of the enemies and deny the peaks of the enemies. Like a lot of one of the primary mistakes of the players below Immortal 1 that are playing Killjoy, Viper, I don't know, like KO, whatever, like all of these agents with some kind of utility that can deny the space from the enemies, is that you're primarily saving your utility for the post plant. But you never know in these lobbies if you'll ever come into the post plant situation. So it's better to use your utility to pressure the enemies, to take the free bomb site, and make sure that everybody is living a happy life, and then play a normal post plant with your teammates.
I'm on side.
When you're going for the spike plant, even if your teammates killed one enemy here, I mean, in solo queue, you never know what type of setup enemies are abusing at this moment of time. Like, I would still, you know, as I'm moving into the site in this scenario, I would still check this position, check this position, check that position, check that position, check the site, check the elbow, and then I would go for the spike plant. And if you're planting the spike on A site, the absolutely best positions are here, here, there, there, and there. Like, stop planting the spike there. Like, try to plant it in an open area of the map where you can actually fight with your teammates, or where you can create some kind of a one-way setup. I mean, if you plant the spike there, there, and there,
Poison orb
your Omen
emitting.
can easily do the one-way smoke there, one-way smoke there. If you plant the spike here and here, your Omen has a one-way smoke here, one-way smoke here. And it's much easier to play the post plant.
Side alone. Spike's down.
Spike planted.
This push that he did was actually not bad, because the enemy siege has the ultimate, and we needed to risk this a bit more. Like, this is okay. This push was actually fine.
Poison orb emitting. Poison orb emitting.
I love this so much, man. That was such a good animation canceling, man. That is something that you don't see, man. From a silver player. I like this a lot. This play is actually really good.
3 down.
He's saving.
Good run. Amazing run. Let's go again. What's animation cancel? Like, basically, if you do this with Viper, so you're pushing some choke point, and you do this,
Poison orb emitting.
the smoke is not gonna be played in the same way for your teammates and for the enemies. Like, you will see the enemies faster than enemies are gonna see you, and enemies are not gonna expect your smoke dropping at that moment of time. Like, this is such a good way to pick the enemies with the Viper. Okay, whenever your teammates are pushing into the A site, like, so you're playing Viper, do this setup, you know, do this, and make sure that you're fast enough to play this angle or this angle. Like, on split, whenever your teammates are pushing A or B, you should be holding this angle, and just a second, and this angle as your teammates are pushing through the choke point. Like, this peak and the peak on the A side are one of the most common things that players love to do in solo queue. And if nobody's holding for that peak, your teammates are probably gonna die in the way that that Phoenix died. So hold this type of an angle for like 2 or 3 seconds while your teammates are pushing forward, and then when your teammates are there and there, push with them.
Toxins going. Poison orb emitting.
You see, he is carrying the spike right now, but because he is going for the aggressive play that might cost him the life, like at this moment of time, okay, so I was talking previously like how he should carry the spike in those lobbies 24/7. But if this guy is already going for some kind of an aggressive play that might cost him the life here, I'm gonna drop the spike and now I'm gonna push.
Sweat out, you two.
I mean, if the enemy is hiding behind this wall here, so that breach is jiggle peeking you, and you see the breach, you know, try to penetrate that breach. Try to kill him through the wall. It's worth a try. In Valorant, the more things you try, the more success you're gonna find. Like, there's too many inconsistencies in this game. Walls are made of absolute paper, and if you're never trying things, you know, like you're consistently.
Viper plant go.
Toxin. Poison orb emitting.
Okay. Try to penetrate the breach. Once again, like, please guys, you know, if you're planting the spike on A site, especially if your teammates have the A tower control, plant the spike in some better spot, like literally, why are we planting the spike at the back of the site? Like, plant the spike here, looking towards the wall, plant the spike here, looking towards the wall, plant the spike here, looking towards the wall, here, like, anywhere, but basically, like, except on this position.
Screen down. Spike planted.
You will not kill my ally.
Poison orb emitting. Poison orb emitting.
I love this guy, man. I love this guy. I love this play that he's doing, man. Like this play that he's doing with a Viper Poison Cloud. This is really good against like platinum, gold, and silver players. Like they usually never expect this type of a shit, and it's so easy to counter them. Like this is a good play.
Poison's off.
But after taking this kill onto the jet, I probably would have went back because, you know, right now it is way too predictable for the enemies that you're probably gonna try to push them again. Like, once you lower down the numbers here, you're like 2 versus 2. Go back, play a bit more of a default. You have like two poison clouds. You can easily play this from the side and just see if the Phoenix is gonna take some picks on tower.
One side.
One enemy remaining.
Ready.
Okay.
Round.
I mean, even though that Sage was holding for him, she missed
I'll
everything.
pick up.
You can have it.
Are we gonna die again?
Shoot it, shoot it.
Okay. Enemies are evolving, guys. Enemies are evolving. They're learning. AI is progressing.
Yo, what up, homies? I
mean, here, I don't know why we are rotating back. Like, enemies use like stun, 3 flashes. Just pressure them on A site.
Good pick.
Oh, what? How did that Omen survive? Guys, look at the minimap. Look at the minimap. Look at this. Look at this.
Good pick.
Omen did a TP, and Sage didn't kill him.
Poison orb emitting.
Nah, they won't be here. Wait, did they shoot you? Or was that you shooting?
Screen down.
One enemy remaining.
Good smoke.
Toxin screen down.
One enemy remaining.
We're not gonna do this, right? We're not gonna do this. We're not doing this.
Don't get in my way.
Why would you?
Yikes. Yikes, bro.
5v1.
Your teammate is right, man. I love that you want to win this round. I love that you want to secure this round. But 5 versus 1, playing retake with Reyna on split on B side. This is like a Pepe guy ultimate, man. Like this is Pepe no brain, bro. Like you should have saved this ultimate for some better day. Pepe no brain, man.
Nah, I give it the
Let's go.
He's
Usually I tell to the players that you know, like you should use your ultimate to secure the round 100%. Like you should always use your ultimates to secure the rounds. But if you're already 3 versus 1, 5 versus 1, 4 versus 1, even 2 versus 1, like just fight that last enemy. Don't waste your abilities and ultimate like that. That's a complete waste.
You should shoot the blind as soon as it comes through.
Also, one more thing that you can do with Viper, like if you're playing on split, and enemies are pressuring you in the A main area of the map. Like, you do the wall for the screens, for the tower, instantly do this. Deny the peek from the enemies here. Make sure that your teammates are living a happy life. Pushing through the A main area of the map, push the site. My back cracked right now.
They're blind.
Poison orb emitting.
Poison cloud. Whenever enemies are pressuring you with utility and you're playing Viper, like you know you're getting breach stunned. I don't know. Fade is doing the ultimate and they're pushing you like always. Bam, bam. I mean, if they push through that, only one bullet can kill that breach right now.
Screen down.
But anyways, that was like, yeah, molly, not poison cloud. Listen, when the enemies are stuck, step bro, like that is a perfect moment for you to like. You need to use poison cloud, molotovs in a bit more offensive way. Like I don't know for what you're saving these molotovs, but you need to use them for more offense. Like if the player is stuck in some kind of a position, insta molly, push him back from that position, take an easy kill. I mean, if I saw that breach, been chilling in this corner. Bro, like Valorant indie developer company, you know, like they cannot keep the servers running for more than 1 hour, bro. Like, come on, fucking jokes. Valorant, can we go back in the server? Please? Pretty please? Yikes.
No one can hold their breath forever.
And no one can hold their breath forever? Because my farts stink, bro. I think I'm gonna try the Wooting keyboard, even though I got a new one not that long ago. Guys, I'm not sponsored by Wooting in any way, but this is fucking amazing. Amazing feeling.
Take from them what they took from me. Everything. My ultimate is ready.
30 seconds left.
So, listen. Breach is stuck there. Perfect opportunity for you to shit on him. Bam. Bam. Push him back. Push him here. Like, that is an easy kill for you. Like, don't save your molotovs only for the post plants. Anyways, you're not playing alliance for the post, but in these lobbies.
One flank, one
Don't kiss it, don't cheat on Hans. True, bro.
flank.
Rotate with me.
This rotation is fine. This can actually be really good. Really good, really good. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Because enemies probably rotated already. The only problem right now, after he goes for this plant, he needs to do something aggressive. Because they are 2 versus 3. Enemy jet. In one of the rounds, enemy jet actually lurked here. If you remember. Like, was that a previous round when the enemy jet lurked? Like, if enemies already love to push you from behind, and they love to lurk and flank, like right now when he plants the spike here, he needs to pressure the enemy somewhere. Like he needs to go a bit deeper into CT and try to find 1 kill, or he needs to go into the B main area of the map to completely clear the B main. If he just stays on the site, this round is gonna be hard. In numbers advantage, you always need to play a bit more aggro. Like to try to lower down those numbers.
Spike planted.
Nah, we are fucked. Our ass is gonna burn, bro.
I'll watch.
We are dead.
I'll watch. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Are you watching?
Also, like, this is maybe the absolutely worst post-plant position that you can choose on split. Like, this spot usually gets penetrated. It's very expected. Very easy to be cleared. I don't know, maybe because this is silver gold, like, enemies are not gonna do that, but we'll see.
Watching heaven?
And also, like, once you peek the enemies from this position, there is nowhere to run. Like, if you're fighting more than 2 enemies on tower, you need to commit to the both fights. This is a really bad post-plant position.
I can watch.
He should have positioned himself, like, a bit more aggro into the CT, or into the B main, or under the... anywhere else. Like literally, this is a suicide.
Heaven as well.
In-game.
What a way to die.
Last player standing.
You know, he needed to commit to that second fight. Like, he needed to commit to that fight. Like, I mean... I don't know. That position is really fucked up. Something that you really don't wanna play. But take it as a general rule. If you're in the numbers disadvantage, and enemies can push you from multiple different locations in a post plant, like here, 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 try to take some kind of a space for yourself. Like, try to surprise the enemies somewhere, and try to take at least 1 kill before you play passively on the site. Like, it is borderline impossible to play passively in this scenario.
What a way to die.
Last player standing.
Okay. the jet name is a Gucci Genji. By the way, why are you so late? Ah, we forgot the spike, huh? We forgot the spike. Okay. 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 Yeah. We already discussed this wall. Like, this wall can be 10 times better. And you're leaving a lot of gap for the enemies to actually peek your teammates. And it's better to just cut off the tower and that's it. Fuck it.
Shadows traveling.
Toxins going up.
Blinding.
Once again, he should have planted the spike in a bit more open position.
One enemy remaining.
Screen down.
I'll let you get the 5k.
I mean, in this scenario, the enemy sage can easily be in the screens. Like, when you push into the site, and your teammates don't clear some position, really be aware of that position. Like, nobody cleared the screens. Right now, my full attention would have been on the elbow and on the CT. And he is there.
Oh my god, I fucking lagged.
Unlucky.
Okay.
Bro.
Ooh, especially in this round, doing that Molotov in the A main is gonna be so crucial. Like if the chamber right now is peeking your teammates with the operator, with the ultimate, in that A main area of the map, we need that Molotov. Like, pay attention to the enemies, like, you know, economy, enemies like patterns, behaviors, and also like what type of ultimates enemies have. Like right now, this Reyna is gonna see the god probably really soon.
You want to play? Let's play.
Or your jet.
80 on jet.
Okay. Last time on the attacker side, try to use your Molotovs a bit more to deny the space of the enemies, and especially if you're pushing first or second into the bomb site with Viper. Like, I don't know if you used one Molotov throughout this whole game. Like, I think there was not a single Molotov used. Like, if you're pushing here, alone first, you have a smoke for tower, smoke for CT. Do this, push forward. Like, clear, you know, this allowed the enemies to peek you from different locations, clear the angles, which are Molotovs, and isolate the enemies. Like, you cannot push right now, because Reyna is probably playing somewhere on the A site, and you cannot humanly clear all of these angles alone, and be ready for every single gunfight with this Reyna.
Toxin screen down.
And one more general rule that you should always follow in your gameplay in Valorant is never plant the spike before you actually clear the full site. Like, never sacrifice your life for planting the spike as soon as possible. Like, clear the site, dodge the enemy's abilities, then go for the spike plant. When the fights are over, when the sites are cleared, plant the spike.
On side behind me, kill him.
This is same shit as well. Like, if I hear the enemy jet using the dash from the tower, I'm not telling my Reyna to support me. I'm stopping the spike plant, killing the jet, and then planting the spike.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, was his decision to push the CT in this round good? Yes and no. Like, he did this too many times that I would expect the enemies to already know that he's gonna do this. You know, like, but obviously, players in silver and players like in gold, they don't use the brain. So if I was playing against him, I would definitely be expecting him in the CT. But why was it kinda good? Because he is in the numbers disadvantage. But why is it also bad? Because he planted a fucking spike again for not a single possible angle from where he can defend this spike from the tower. So I think the spike plant is gonna cost him this round. Unless this Reyna goes into a beast mode. Or the Sage does just... Okay, now. Okay.
Let's go, easy.
Okay, that was a bit lucky there. But luck is part of Valorant. Guess what? So, now. First round with Viper on split. That's something that I never explained. So, in the first round, this is what you want to do. So, first of all, if you have Sage on split, your teammates don't need any wall and any utility for the mid area of the map. So you don't need to focus any of your utility on mid. Sage can just wall the mid, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have the Sage, I would definitely use my wall to cover the mid area of the map and to cover the B site as well, the choke point. So probably somewhere from this angle, I would just do the mid wall and do it like this. And essentially covering both mid area of the map and the choke point on the B site. I would instantly rotate to the A site, classic pistol, short T, light shield, and Poison Cloud. Poison Cloud, there, waiting for the enemies to push. Enemies are committing to the push, opening the Poison Cloud, dodging the enemy's random penetration and utility through the Poison Cloud, and taking the kills onto the enemies. Now, if they had the Sage on mid, I would...
Going up.
So, bro, this Viper is making too many sounds. If enemies had a Sage on mid, pardon me, if we had a Sage on mid, like, I would save my wall for the actual retake of the site, and I would not use it on the B set and mid. In the first round, you have time to do this full setup, because you have like 40 seconds to set yourself up. So you have time to go on B, plant the wall, go here, play the classic pistol short T. I would always play this strategy with every single agent in Valorant. It doesn't matter if you're playing Jet, Killjoy, Viper, Cypher, like, you can always adapt this strategy to the agent that you're playing. Now, the setups depend on the agent that you're actually playing. But in the first round of Split, like, I would always make sure that I'm defending the A site, because A site is much harder for the retake than the B site on Split. And also, like, A site is easier to be pushed in the first round.
Yes. Yes. Well done.
In this round, we really needed that wall on mid, like, and on B to support our teammates. I mean, mid is fully open, B tower is fully open, like, you know. Okay. If you don't have Sage on Split, like, do that wall in the first round. It's really important. I mean, you're supporting your teammates on B, supporting your teammates on mid. You have the full map control.
Wrong dash.
Toxins going up.
Alrighty, like, I mean, okay, let's talk about this. So here, when the enemies were pushing the B site, and you already know that majority of the enemies are in the B main area of the map, but also some enemies can already be on site and around that area of the map. Like, I would have done the Molotov here to the 9 to stop the enemy's push before I did anything else, so that I can successfully reposition towards the Reyna, and so that I can successfully close the gap with the enemies. I mean, we have the classic pistol in this round, like, you need to fight the enemies in like 0 to 15 meters maximum if you want to successfully utilize the classic. And also, like, whenever you're moving, whenever you're retaking the B site, or whenever you're, like, pushing the B site from the tower, you should never move from this elevation right here. Like, basically, I avoid the rafters as much as I can. As much as I can. Like, on the retakes, on the pushes of the site, it's always better to drop down and then isolate the enemies in individual duels from this lower ground. You know, you always have some kind of a cover for yourself. You're not fully exposed to the enemies. You're not gonna get fucked by the flashes and some kind of a random peaks. It's always better to drop down, reposition on the site, and then move around some kind of a cover that you can actually abuse to isolate the enemies in a 1v1 fights. Well, this might be a stupid question, but why is A site harder to retake? Because enemies can play the post plant on A site in multiple different ways, and clearing the angles and expecting what the enemies are gonna do is way harder. Like on B site, you know, you take the tower control, you take the, you know, the city control, and you can methodically clear every single position where the enemies can be with your utility, with your teammates, blah blah blah. On A site, you know, enemies can do multiple different lurks, flanks, like position themselves for the post plant on A tower, then you cannot defuse the spike. Like, there's just too many different angles and too many different positions that cannot be methodically cleared when you're retaking the A site. And statistically speaking, in ranked solo queue, players have much lower success rate of retaking A than retaking B. I think like 60% of times, players on the defender side lose the retake on the A side in solo queue.
Last player standing.
The second they start going A, I'm gonna set up an A.
This is a really good smoke. Look at that. Ooh, unlucky.
Poison orb emitting.
Okay.
Mid.
B.
Going B.
Okay, this push that he did, and this flank and lurk that he did, I would never do in my life, like, in a full buy round. In the early stages of the game. But only because they're playing some kind of an eco round and a half buy round, this is actually really good. I love his playstyle, like, in those eco rounds and half buy rounds and how he thinks. But once again, you need to play a bit more on a trigger this, but it doesn't really matter, like your Reyna is already there, whatever.
He's low. Good pick.
Oh my god, unlucky, bro.
Get out of my way.
What the fuck are enemies doing?
The last 3.
Last player standing.
Oh, they're all A.
Gamer mode on.
I believe in you.
Only one
One is
tower.
top fragger, one is bottom fragger. So
Spike planted.
both are
In this scenario, it would have been 10 times easier for him to play this 1 versus 2 through the CT and screens than playing from the tower. Like, this is a bit of a mistake. Like, if I'm in the numbers disadvantage, or I'm left alone to clutch this round, I cannot move from tower. Like, there's too many angles from which enemies can kill me, too many different positions, and because he's playing a controller with a poison cloud, I mean, he can successfully defuse this spike even if it is planted down there. Like here with the Spectre, I mean, first of all, we need to prioritize the close range gunfights. Second of all, this Sage can be anywhere. Literally anywhere. Like, I would have just cleared this, instantly moved into the CT, cleared that position, clear this position, clear this angle. Do the wall. Like this.
Toxins going.
Activate the wall and close the gap with the enemies. And try to outmaneuver them through the wall or around the wall and pressure them. Like,
Toxin screen.
I don't know. Like, going from the tower in this situation is almost impossible. Impossible. We don't have time for this now. Maybe we have, actually. Why are you using a... Why is he using a poison cloud there? I mean, there's a wall there. Like, why do we need a smoke to cross that?
Poison orb emitting.
Oh, okay. That was actually poggers, man. I like that a lot. But the only thing I would have done different is this wall here. Like, I would have applied this wall, and then
Toxins going up.
I would have went on top of the wall without my smoke, without the poison cloud, and I would have risked it a bit more, because there is no way that the enemies would have expected that type of a push. Like, this wall was really needed to, you know, isolate the enemies in some kind of easier fights. But that was a really good way of thinking. I like that a lot. The idea was great. Love it.
Unlucky.
Smart.
Good try.
Good try.
Poison orb emitting.
I mean, one problem when you're playing Viper on split is like, if you don't have the Sage or Killjoy to defend the mid area of the map, you really need to focus on B tower a bit more. Like, you really need to start your rounds more on B tower and with the wall that I showcased you earlier. Like, not defending mid on split and not having any control of the mid is gonna cost you a lot of the rounds. Right now, enemies can split, lurk, flank. Like, your primary focus on the defender side of split is the control of this and control of this. Like, you don't give a fuck if the enemies push on B side and if the enemies take the A side control. But not having any info there and there is gonna cost you a lot of the rounds. And also, like, you need to be a bit more semi-aggressive in A main B main and mid area of the map and try to go for the early picks and try to see where the enemies actually are. Which I have explained in the split exclusive coaching videos that I share with you. But right now, enemies are gonna pump the ass of that Jet and Phoenix. And also, how he swung this mid area of the map without any information if the enemies can be there. Don't do that, guys. If you're already making shit tons of footsteps, if you're already rotating fast, jump spot the angles, clear the angles properly. Like here, if I was doing this rotation this late, where the enemies can already be there, I need to take my time, do this, and then fight the enemies. I cannot go for the dry peek here because of that.
Can't get it, just throw it off.
This wall is also good. This wall is also good that he's doing on mid. Just, I would have done it a bit differently. Like, you cannot push... Did he just put his wall like this? Nah, bro, this is not a real life, man. This is not real life. No, you cannot do this, bro. You cannot, like, you need to prioritize this wall for the mid area of the map. Like, if you're doing the wall from this position, it needs to look like this. It needs to be like this. Like, what is the difference between this wall for this and this position instead of this wall? Like, I cannot give the enemies, you know, I cannot give the enemies this gap here to push the mid area of the map and to surprise me somehow.
Toxin screen down.
This setup is also good with Viper, like doing the wall on mid, covering the tower,
Here.
main and mid, like this. Actually, from this position, this is a good wall, like this, and doing the one way on the. Ah, fuck it. I don't know the lineup for this. Like, why is that not sticking, man? I guess you will need to spend some time in a custom server. Ah! Found it! Okay, guys, listen. If your teammates are forcing, you need to force with them. Like, there is no reason for you to follow some basic rules of economy if your teammates are not following these rules. Like in low elo lobbies, if your teammates are forcing, you need to force with them. Like, if the whole team is not following the proper economy management, you cannot do it as well. Like in this round, basically, let me see how much money you have. So you have 3,100 credits. Heavy Shield Bulldog. Heavy Shield Judge. Light shield, Heavy Shield Spectre with a shorty, like Stinger with a shorty, like you cannot save. And in this round, on split, I would never in my fucking life buy a Guardian. Guardian is 10 times more inconsistent weapon than a Bulldog. Like, Bulldog is better on 80% of the maps and will give you 80% higher adaptiveness and success than a stupid Guardian. Like, Guardian is only okay on Icebooks, on Breeze, and that's only 2 maps where I would play Guardian. And in this round, we need a heavy shield. And we need a shorty. What if 4 guys don't buy and a random buy? You don't give a shit about that guy. So basically, like, if 2 or more of your teammates are forcing, you want to force with them. If 1 teammate is forcing, you don't give a shit about that teammate. Guys, we found the
Could
lineup.
we get one watching tower? They're going B.
Poison orb emitting.
If he had a bulldog there, easy win, man. Listen, guys, you need to learn how to play bulldog a bit more. Like, bulldog is such a powerful weapon and such an easy weapon to be abused in those low elo lobbies. Like, the burst fire potential of the bulldog to take the kills even on operators, vandals and phantoms is insane. Like, that is the gun that I feel that Valorant community is using the least. And it is such a huge mistake. In this round, first of all, he should have bought a heavy shield. Second of all, even though he has a one-way here, I cannot fight the enemies from the back of the side with the Spectre. Like, what I would have done in this example, if I was him, like, I would just do that one-way smoke that I cannot do at all. What is the lineup for this? Like, maybe it's gonna be useful one day for me. So aiming below that bulb. Here? Ah, for fuck's sake, bro. Whatever. Listen. If I have a Spectre and I'm holding the B main area of the map, I need to hold the B main from here, from this type of an angle. Or I need to wait for the enemies to peek, do the one-way, and try to kill them from this angle. Like, there is no way in any scenario that you can peek this angle, even with a one-way smoke. I would not pick some shit like this. Like, Spectre is such a shit gun. Stinger is 10 times better. Generally speaking, like, you should never be prioritizing the Spectre over the Stinger in the force buy rounds and eco rounds during your match. Like, with Stinger, if you learn how to properly fight with this weapon, how to abuse the ADS and burst fire of the Stinger, you'll find 10 times more success.
Could we get one
Then with the stupid Spectre.
watching tower? They're going B.
Poison orb emitting.
Did you just see him there or he got lucky? Just saw him,
I
He's no
with Bucky.
That
Get out of my way.
fuck it.
Toxins going up. Poison orb emitting.
I don't know, like, I seriously don't know, like, how players, Yo, Shirojuko, thank you a lot for the Prime Gaming sub, and thank you for scamming Jeff Bezos, baby. Much love, bro. Listen, like, I seriously don't know how Valorant community doesn't understand how to play fucking split on both attack and defense. Like, how can you prioritize the defense of choke points over the defense of this and this? Like, the round becomes 10 times harder for you on split once you lose this control and this control. Like, defending the B side successfully from the enemies that have taken the control of the B tower and that are splitting you through this area of the map and this area of the map is borderline impossible. Passively from the site. Like, even if you're playing someone like Viper, Cypher, Killjoy, if you have nobody on tower defending the mid area of the map, you need to be up there. At least to get the information or a potential kill onto the enemies. Like, if I was him right now, I would have started my round here, jiggle peeking this angle, enemies are pushing in the mid, activating the wall, trying to find a kill, and I'm slowly digressing towards this off angle to kill the enemies up there, to kill the enemies there, and deny the space of the enemies. Like, you cannot successfully defend the B set of split without the B tower control. It's borderline impossible.
Toxin screen down.
And enemies need to be really, really bad. And in this round, like, this is absolute nonsense what he's doing right now. Like, his teammates made a numbers advantage, and he has 5 versus 4. We have no idea whether or not the enemies are in the B main, and he is going to pick up this poison cloud. This is extremely risky, and something that I would never do in my life. Like, why would I sacrifice my life for picking a stupid poison cloud? Like, let's see what the enemies are gonna do. We still don't know where the enemies are. Enemies can literally be behind this smoke. You cannot do this. And also, one more thing. I would never go for any aggressive plays as long as I have numbers advantage, and as long as we can play on the refresh potential. Like, these type of things will cost you more than actually giving you a higher success of winning.
A wins.
Enemy spotted A.
Okay. One very basic rule of Valorant, and one rule that you should always follow. Always prioritize playing with a teammate that has the highest chances of dying. Most aggressive teammates that are doing something useful for your team, or that are proactive. So, essentially, during my gameplay, when I'm prioritizing with who I want to play, like, I always try to prioritize playing with the teammates that have the highest chances of dying, and where I can easily lose the numbers advantage or numbers because of that teammate's play. I always prioritize most aggressive teammates that are doing something useful and that are pressuring the enemies, that are not just passive potatoes and waiting to see how the round is gonna go. And I always prioritize playing on numbers and refresh potential. So essentially, in this scenario, where his Reyna is rushing out through the CT, here,
Enemy spotted A.
like, even if I saw that one enemy is there and one enemy is there, my highest priority is playing with that Reyna, not playing with the Jet. Especially now where the Reyna is actually going for the aggro play. I would have been there for the Reyna.
Planted.
Like, that Reyna did a Giga Chat play. I don't know how he survived this, to be honest. But, you know.
One enemy remaining.
Good round.
Ultimate is ready.
That Reyna could have died in so many different ways.
I want to see you crawl.
This guy is definitely Charlatan enjoyer. Bro, lineups are for pussies, man. Like, you play with lineups in solo queue? Who's up? I have no idea. What the fuck is that wall on mid, bro? Can somebody fill me up with what's happening there? Like on which YouTube channel you saw this is good? How is he even doing it? Is he doing it like this? Like, on which YouTube channel, which guide you saw this? Like, you always want to maximize the potential of your utility. Like, whenever you're doing some kind of utility, you want to maximize the potential of it. Like, I'm not doing this wall just to cover this and to cover this. I'm doing this wall primarily to cover the mid. Like this.
Toxins going up.
Bro, that wall is so shit. Like literally, if we had a bit different wall in this round, maybe our Omen would have not died. I mean, Omen, it's you know, like Omen is like a potato, But yeah. He could also one-way meal. Yeah, like, I mean, that smoke is also great. Like, you know, if you don't have Sage on Split, and you're playing Viper, this is also fun, you know, like, doing a one-way right here.
Poison orb emitting. Toxin screen down.
Going to the ghost point with money, good.
Toxins going up.
Okay, one simple rule, like that we can follow on the split. Listen, guys. So, if enemies are mid, fighting your teammates on mid, like, don't pull your rotation from B side to A side until you see, like, what enemies are gonna do here. If you lost the control of the mid completely, and there is a chance for the enemies to be there, then I would rotate to help that Phoenix out. But as long as the enemies were actually pressuring my teammates on mid, I would have stayed with 2 of my teammates there. I would watch the B main for them. They are watching this, and I would leave the Phoenix alone on the A side. Until I actually am 100% certain that enemies are rotating to A, or that they completely abandoned this push and this strategy.
Toxin screen down.
Spike planted.
Careful now.
This is something that I explained literally, like, I don't know, on the attacker side. Like, whenever you're retaking or pushing the B side, like, never retake or push the B side from the rafters. Like, it's way too dangerous. Extremely dangerous. And you're overly exposed from enormous amount of angles. Like, it is always better to methodically clear the bomb site, one angle at a time, and to have some kind of a safety. If there is a Sage wall, enemies are on site. It's easier for you to isolate the duels, and it's easier for you to fight the enemies in a 1 versus 1 fights.
Player standing.
How do you know that?
If this guy was prioritizing more playing the B tower instead of playing the actual site, they already would have won this match. Like, your highest priority on split is the B tower control, and mid control, and A tower control. It's not the B main, it's not the A main area of the map. Like, if enemies are already shitting on you on B tower and mid, defend the B tower and mid. End of the story. And also, that wall on mid area of the map doesn't exist in Valorant. And another rule, like, as long as you have at least one teammate that is playing B side, like, that is plenty enough to delay enemies push, to stop the enemies push, and that's it. Like, I would much rather on split play the retake of the bomb sites with all 5 of my teammates alive than, you know, like, dying from the tower, dying from this position, etc., etc. Like, allowing the enemies to split me apart.
I mid.
Right now, even though I'm left alone on B, I would have instantly rotated on B tower as well. Because mid is fully open, and I can easily hold the B main from the tower. What's the problem? Like, I can just play here. You know, my Jet and Reyna are up here, watching the mid. I am up here, watching the B main. I'm able to refrag these 2 idiots at every single moment of time, plus I can potentially find a kill there and delay the enemy's push with my Molotovs and my utility.
Poison orb emitting.
Vents. One is vents.
This one-way smoke is useful from the tower as well. You don't need to play on the site. It's okay.
Poison's off.
What the fuck are we doing? Why would we push the enemies right now in such an open area of the map and we have no idea where the enemies are? Ooh. Ooly looly. This is so dangerous, so stupid as well. I would never do this in my life, in the middle of the round. This type of a push and peek I would do at the start of the round. We can die in 3, 2... Nope, I Phoenix Dart. And our B tower guys died.
48 damage. Are you kidding me?
And the pathing was so scary, yeah, guys, whenever you're repositioning yourself, and whenever you're moving in Valorant to the open areas of the maps, where you can fight like 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple enemies in the same time. I mean, if I'm going there, I'm gonna go like this, like this, like this. Clearing all of the angles one by one. Clearing that, clearing this, moving right, taking the cover there, clearing left, checking these positions, moving in, you know, like, use your brain.
Planted.
Valorant. Listen, when you're playing controllers, it is really important for you guys to learn how to abuse your smokes and your setups to actually outmaneuver the enemies. If we are 2 versus 4, and I already know that the enemy breach is in A main, and probably one more enemy is up there, and I have a wall here, why don't we just use this wall to actually isolate the enemies and to basically like, fight them in an easier fight. Surprise them. Like here, I'm activating this wall. Bam. Clearing these angles with Reyna. Pushing forward. Clearing that position. Clearing this position. And now, Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Clearing A main. Completely. And now, pressuring the A side with my Reyna. Whenever you're retaking the A site, when you're in the numbers disadvantage, like this, like 2 versus 4, if your teammate is going from tower, you need to clear A main area of the map. You need to clear either A main or CT. Like right now, we cannot retake the A site only from tower because you're literally in a pinch from 3 different positions.
Last player standing.
Rotated onto A.
Alright, yep. Reyna's in a good spot for that. Good pick.
I still cannot understand what is this wall. Like what is this wall for the mid?
We'll cover it. I got an orb there.
One is mid, one is mid.
I don't know what you're doing, man. I seriously have no idea what he's doing.
For that. Good pick. We'll cover it. I got an orb there.
One is mid, one is mid.
Like I don't know what's happening in his brain. Like the guy really needs to explain me like what's happening. Why he started rotating back to B because he heard the footsteps on B, but we didn't clear the mid, so I cannot give my anal cavity to the enemies in mid. Like basically here. So let's say for an example I'm playing this round. So I did a smoke here for the B main. I did this wall for the mid. And for some reason, after my Jet got a kill and numbers advantage, I decided to do this. But guess fucking what? I would never do that because I'm 5 versus 4. I was just joking. I would just be holding this angle, jiggle peeking it, baiting for my Reyna in the vents, opening the wall, Reyna peeking, bam, easy kill. But let's say I'm mentally retarded for some reason, like, in game, and I wanted to peek this and push this. And enemies are pushing B. I'm rotating like this. I cannot, I just don't know if enemies are on mid, if they had a timing to come right there, and I need to go, always place your crosshair and don't pull out your knife unless you feel that you have full safety. Like, never look away from the threat, like from the angles from which enemies can peek you at that moment of time. And never pull your knife in an open areas of the maps where enemies can just fuck you up based on timings. Like, I don't know, this is such a careless gameplay.
I'm too busy looking at my fucking team. I'm gonna. Yeah, I was like, turn around, like out of this.
Seriously, guys, absolutely, fuck the Guardian. Like, trust me, you will find 10 times more success in killing the enemies if you learn how to play Bulldog. Like, Bulldog is the absolutely best forced by weapon in the game. Like, Frenzy and Stinger are even better than Guardian on some maps. Like, Guardian is only useful if you have insane mechanical skill, which 99% of you guys don't have. I also don't have it. And also, like, if you're playing some extremely long-range map. Like, Split is the map where you will find 10 times more success abusing the close-range weapons and Operator. Like, basically, when you see me play Split with Sage, Killjoy, Viper, Omen, I don't know, like Jet, whatever I'm playing on Split, you will see that 90% of rounds I play with a Judge, Stinger, Shorty, or Operator. It is so easy to find kills with Operator on this map by abusing this type of a peek, by abusing this type of a peek, holding the vents, holding the sewers, peeking the enemies like this, and peeking the enemies as soon as the round starts like this. Like, once you learn how to play Operator on Split, like, your win rate will go 20% higher. But you don't need to play Operator. Like, there's so many close range angles and so many close range corners that enemies need to clear on this map that you can play the whole map just with a Judge and Stinger and Shorty. Like, buying something like Guardian on Bind, on Split, on, I don't know, Ascent, it doesn't make a single sense. Like, it doesn't matter which agent you're playing. And if you're playing on the attack or defense, Bulldog is 10 times better.
Okay, but they would have maybe.
Especially if you have the mechanical skill of this player.
Tried to push it. When you.
Charlatan, do you know the 5-man arcade push on the first round of attack on Fracture? Yes, my usual strategy. I've done that and won every single time. Thanks for the tip, bro. Like, once you understand how to play the maps in Valorant, your win rate skyrockets immediately.
When watching that for those 5 seconds, that's what got me killed. I'm like out of disbelief,
Kill them.
and then that's how I died.
I guess we are playing this round without a shield as well. Less talking, more shooting. I don't know, like in this round, bro. Like, what is this like? The guy just bought a Guardian without the shields. Like, how much economy he had? What was his econ?
Maybe try to push it. When you went watching that for those 5 seconds, that's what got me killed.
3,200. Heavy shield, Bulldog, Shorty. Heavy shield, Bulldog, Shorty. We have Omen to smoke A site. We can do the wall like this, and we are covering everything. Heavy shield, Bulldog, Shorty.
Wait.
Also, when is it a good time to use the Viper ultimate on a defender's side? Like, if the enemies are really abusing you on some bomb site or in some specific area of the map, you can use the ultimate on that bomb site to basically navigate the enemies to push the opposite part of the map. Second time, I primarily try to save the ultimate for the retakes most of the times. Like, on the retakes, ultimate is very useful to close the gap with the enemies, to deny the space of the enemies, and to outmaneuver the enemies. And also, on some maps, using the ultimate in a very crucial positions can be useful for us. So, for example, Viper ultimate on a defender side of split is the most useful on mid. To take the full mid, vents, and B tower control. Don't save your ultimate for some perfect moment of time. It might never come in your gameplay.
What are you talking about from here?
Yeah, you got a nice pick. I smoked it off. It's good to still watch it because they can push through. And I was going here, but then I was like turned around like out of disbelief. And then that's how I died.
Okay. Fine.
Good try, Viper. You're pretty good, bro. Nah,
I mean, especially in this round, because you have the ultimate, like, playing Guardian doesn't make any sense. Like, if you just had, like, Heavy Shield and Bulldog, it would be much better. Is he blaming his own teammates? Listen, guys, like, when you're playing solo queue, number one tip that you should follow: you should never flame your teammates, you should never be toxic, and you should never respond to your teammates' toxicity. You should only give them the advice, what they should do a bit better in that specific round, and that's it. And in a very peaceful and a very cheerful tone. Like, as soon as you start being toxic, as soon as you respond to your teammates' toxicity, the match is over. Like, when my teammates are toxic towards me, mute button, I don't give a fuck about you anymore. And I'm just adapting on what you're doing based on the minimap and based on your pathing, pushing, etc, etc. Like, Valorant is... 20% of Valorant is being played on mentality, attitude, and communication. And how you behave towards your teammates, and generally, you know, in the game, is gonna reflect on your win rate a lot. You know when it is fine to be toxic towards your teammates? When the game is ending. When I already won a match, I'm gonna say, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit, for losing me my game. See you later. Actually, never see you. Why is it not worth it to argue with these idiots? Because you will never see them again. You cannot change players' mentality, players' playstyle, and the players' like gameplay by arguing with a player. It's impossible. Like, you cannot change you cannot change a person in 3 years, not to mention in 30 minutes of your game.
It's not your fault. I've had like a shit day.
I've had a good day. I don't know why I go angry.
Okay.
Me too.
But this is not a bad position, like, where he's playing with the Viper ult, to be honest. Like, it's okay. Just his Reyna really needs to focus on that B tower, because once again, B tower is open.
I lobby right there.
Other B.
Off your feet!
Yo, go back, go back. I mean, okay, actually, he could not have escaped that anyways. Yo, guys, imagine in this round, imagine right now, if he had a Bulldog, Heavy Shield, and a Shorty. Yeah, bro, like, fucking shit fest, man. So easy kills. Imagine here, Charlatan pulling out the Shorty, killing 2 guys instantly. And now the Guardian comes in place. Yeah. Oh, bro, like, yo. Like, you guys really need to learn, like, how to abuse the Shorty a bit more, and to play more of the weapons that allow you easier adaptability, easier adaptiveness in the game. Like, playing someone like Guardian, especially with a character like Viper, doesn't make a single sense, bro. A single fucking sense. Okay. Overall, I feel that we covered a lot of the important topics for this player. But now, let's talk about his mechanics. So, first of all, I think that you, my friend Rubblage, you can improve your reaction time and your reflexes by a lot. Micro adjustments for you suck as ass, and we need to focus on that as well. In some gunfights that you played, your movement is completely disconnected from your aim. So, in aim trainers, we're going to try to fix your raw mechanical skill, and after this VOD review, I mean right now, I'm going to share one very specific aim training example, and I want you to follow that aim training example for the next 2 to 3 months. When it comes to your movement and aim, that is something that you need to connect inside of the practice training and deathmatch. I cannot give you any training example for that, like just go in a deathmatch and try not to shoot before you actually stop, and try to aim more with your movement instead of your mouse, essentially. Now, another thing, I've saw only one gameplay from you, and in this specific gameplay, you were not dying because your aim sucks. You were dying because your pathing sucks, your utility usage sucks, the gunfights that you prioritize absolutely sucks, the angles that you're peeking with different weapons sucks. I mean, with a classic pistol, you're retaking the B side, you know, that enemies are pushing at that moment of time, and you're going from the rafters. That's not gonna do it. Like, if I'm going with a classic pistol to retake the B side, I'm going either through the CT, or I'm dropping down here, isolating enemies from different angles and trying to close the gap with them. You're peeking B main area of the map from here with a Spectre and trying to kill the enemies like you know, like trying to kill the enemies like with a Spectre in this long range gunfight. So it's not that your mechanical skill is shit. Like, you just need to learn how to simplify the gunfights for yourself, how to properly close the gap between you and the enemies, supporting your teammates on the attacker side a bit more with the Molotovs as well, and essentially like trying more things out if one thing is not working for you. You know, like, we lost way too many rounds on the B side. Like, already after 3 lost rounds on B. I would try to push that B side in a different way. I mean, this whole match, enemies didn't have a Sage wall on mid, so that is one thing that we could have abused as well. Now, when it comes to the defender side, like, I feel that your setup can be a bit better, and you need to prioritize some other areas of the maps instead of just playing with a one-way smoke in the B main and praying to God that your teammates are going to defend the mid. If nobody is defending the mid, and you have your wall for mid, you need to focus more on B tower and A tower control over the control of the A site and B site. As I said, when it comes to raw mechanics, like, I'm gonna give you one Kovacs routine, one very good routine, that I feel will fix majority of your aiming problems right now when it comes to the raw mechanical skill, and will definitely improve you to the level of a Diamond or Ascendant player in the next, like, 2 to 3 months. But you know, the fights that you're prioritizing is not good, like, and your positioning is fucking you up. Like, it's forcing you to fight you're always forcing yourself to fight multiple enemies in the same time. You don't have any cover for yourself. Your pathing into the positions and into the sites are not good, and that is something that you should pay attention on, not your aim. Like, you, even tens cannot kill 3 enemies that are looking at him in the same time. It's humanly impossible, like, on 3 different locations. Like, unless enemies are shit, very shit, you know, that's impossible. You're actually so toxic for uploading the playbook in such a high quality. 200 gigabytes already, what the fuck, lol. Bro, that is just to protect my copyrights in the future. Like, in the future, that playbook is gonna be like probably 10 terabytes. And, you know, it's gonna be fun for the players to like actually like steal it. How can you improve your map understanding, Charlatan? Experience, watching proper people, proper guides, like understanding the map layouts, map designs. Like, I don't know, VOD reviewing yourself, like taking statistics about the maps that you're playing, like taking the notes of what works for you the best, etc. Like, generally speaking, that's why my coaching sessions exist. Like, in my coaching sessions, I really seriously focus on making players understand what is good, bad, and optimal on every single map. Like, map knowledge is very important. Okay, guys. That's it for this VOD review. I hope that you enjoy it. And if you did, make sure to, I don't know, there's no like here. Follow me on Twitch, whatever. Join my Discord server for coaching. If you want to get coached by me. Tomorrow we're continuing like Omen to Immortal series. And tomorrow we're finally making an updated version of the agents tier list for Valorant. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Subscribe on my YouTube channel. More videos are coming soon. My editor Frost is, you know, he's working hard, bro. He is working hard. And tomorrow I'm gonna be reacting on your clips probably and your ranks as well. So yeah, okay, good VOD review. Good VOD review.